Yeah, it's just Damo from 28 Days here. And yeah, just we're playing Wallapalooza on the 4th of November, which would be awesome. Played it last year and it was sick. So this year will be really cool. And I can't wait to see Cog. We haven't played with Cog for probably 15 years, I reckon. So
Wow.
it'll be good to catch up with those guys again and yeah, play with them. So we always used to play kind of freezer gigs with them, like all ages things back in the day. So yeah, it'll be awesome.
Well, thanks for joining us today, Damo.
All good.
Cool. So as you say, man, 28 Days will be one of the headlining acts at Wallapalooza 2023 at the Wallaby Hotel, the Gold Coast on November the 4th. Now, I know you played last year and it was at the showgrounds, but it's actually going back to the Wallaby Hotel this year, so it'll be something different for you.
Yeah, last year was cool, was huge, and I don't know, it probably would have been a bit too much of a task to pull it off every year. I think he's planning on every second year or something. But yeah, we actually stayed at the Wallaby Hotel last year, so
yeah.
it'd be good to get there. And yeah, and they kind of walked us through where it is, like the layout when it's always there. So it'll be cool. It'll be ace to get there and play. We like those kind of little festivals. You know what I mean? Like the 2000 type people, they just seem a lot more like intimate, but still with enough of a crowd to, make it really hyper.
Now, you touched on this a bit before, but Wallapalooza also features Cog, Butterfingers, Fuck, Anty, and a whole heap more. But how good is it to see our 100% Australian music festival these days?
That's very rare and very awesome. Like, I don't know. It seems like a lot of promoters seem to think that they need an international act to make it like, I don't know, legitimate. So this is really cool. I really love how like Andy always just tries to, he has, I suppose it's always been just Australian. So yeah, this is kind of like a really, really cool initiative. And a lot of people should follow suit, I reckon, because it's really, really hard these days for like so many young bands to actually get a gig, not let alone get on a festival. So this is an awesome kind of stepping stone for a lot of those, up and coming bands to actually play a festival.
Yeah. So the big question is, mate, what can fans expect from 28 Days on the day?
Well, we've kind of haven't really put out any new music for a long time. So, but we're fortunate enough to have quite a few songs that have kind of stuck around, I suppose, for our fans. So we're one of those bands that just we play what, like what the fans want to hear, I suppose. So we won't come out and go, oh, we've written 7 demos and we're going to play 5 of them. We just play like Rip It Up, Sucker, Goodbye, What's the Deal. We just play all of those and yeah, just try and have as much fun as we can because we don't really play. We probably play on average 5 gigs a year, a busy year. So yeah, we just try and have as much fun as we can because we don't get to play that much. So this is awesome.
Yeah. Hey, you mentioned songs like Rip It Up and Oh, What's the Deal? Like, it probably would have been 20 years ago you wrote those songs, man. So, like, do they still have the same meaning to you playing them these days as what they did when you wrote them?
Yeah, probably a lot more meaning these days because we've got to see from the start to now how they've kind of evolved and how our audience has evolved. So it's kind of amazing to see. Like back in the day, we just wrote them and thought, oh, these are all right. They're pretty catchy. But now, like we've got people coming up to us at shows going, not so much Rip It Up and What's the Deal, but we've got a few other songs like Goodbye and stuff. And people are coming up to us at shows going, oh, this song really helped me in a really difficult time. And, like when I was a teenager, now I'm 40 with 4 kids and I'm, my son's playing it and loving it. So it's just really weird. So it's kind of the songs are like a journey that we're all kind of, us and our fans are all on this, like 20-year like journey that's still going. So yeah, it's amazing. We love playing those songs. We never get sick of it. Like it's always cool every time. There's always something like, I know it sounds a bit kind of wanky, but every gig there's always something a little bit different about how you play them, and it kind of spins you out every time you play them.
Talking about journeys, mate, like let's go back to the beginning of 28 Days back in 1997, bro. Like, what was the musical climate like that gave birth to the band, and where did you fit in back then?
Well, back then in '97, we were all into, I suppose, a lot more hardcore stuff, but especially the New York style of hardcore. So when we first started, we were like pretty much a hardcore band, but our singer is actually a really good rapper. He was probably a better rapper back then than he was a singer. So we kind of incorporated a bit of that. It was funny. We don't like people are going, oh, you were ripping off Limp Bizkit and all that, but we'd never heard of those bands. We didn't know who Limp Bizkit was, or the only kind of band that we ever heard that rapped was a band called Downset, and they were a huge influence on us. But back then, yeah, we just started off playing all the pub scenes in Melbourne, like the Art House. We'd drive to Sydney every second weekend and play the Iron Duke nearly every second weekend in Sydney. And we just kind of did that for about 2.5 years. And we were lucky enough to get one of our songs heard on an independent radio station called Triple R. Our former label boss actually heard a song on Triple R and came and saw us at one of the gigs and kind of liked what he saw and signed us on the spot, which is kind of would never happen today, I don't reckon, that. But it was kind of was all whirlwind from then on.
Yeah, right. And it wasn't until your second album, Up Style Down, that 28 Days really smashed it on the music scene, mate. Like, what was it about that album, do you think, that was so made the public connect with it so much?
I reckon we had time in the studio to kind of like explore new stuff and actually finish songs and polish songs and do a recording of it and then go, no, we should do this, we should do that. And we just we had a lot more time to write and record and think about songs. That was when we signed, I suppose, Festival Mushroom Records. They were a major label, but more on the kind of indie cusp, I suppose. So we had a really, really cool label then that were really behind, like, especially behind their Australian bands back then. So, yeah, we had like really cool label pushing it. And we just toured and toured and toured and played and played and played and just kept touring and playing, and to the point where we thought, oh, we can't keep playing this same spot. We've been to Sydney 7 times in 3 months, but it was funny. Each time we go back, it'd just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're like, what's going on? Aren't people sick of this yet? So, yeah, it was just kind of hard work, a lot of hard work, a lot of thinking through the songs and not just, putting them out. Like if we were on a major label, they'd go, you just got to get something out, rush it out, get it out. But our label was kind of totally different. They're like, I don't care if it takes a year, it's got to be good. You got to be happy with it. So that's how that all kind of came about.
I was sort of touched on this before, mate, but 28 Days haven't released any new material since the single Unmarked Graves back in April 2015. So do you plan on doing anything new in the future, mate, or are you just happy to keep with your existing catalogue?
I don't know. We would, no, it's so hard to kind of get everyone together to let alone jam, but not only jam, but write. But I suppose it's a lot easier these days with, like just sending people files and stuff. I would like to say that, yes, we would love to eventually do something, but we're not kind of pushing ourselves to. But we've always got heaps of ideas, and everyone's like floating around riffs and, and just floating around ideas. But I don't know, they just at the moment don't quite eventuate. We've just got so many half songs and bits floating around. But yeah, we'd love to one day. But it's still like, it's kind of hard because I don't know, when we play shows, like I said before, people really don't want to hear new stuff.
Yeah,
it's kind of sad, but it's kind of cool in a way too, to actually have a catalog that people still want to hear. So yeah, so I'm not going to say never, but there's nothing on the cards.
Right. Okay. Well, before we let you go, mate, we're starting up 3 new Spotify playlists based on songs from artists we speak to. So using 28 Days songs, can we have a Song for the playlist to get the party started, one for a playlist to save your marriage, and one for a playlist to potentially end your marriage.
Oh, to get the party started, that would definitely be Rip It Up. That would have to be the party starter for sure. One to save your marriage would be, I might ask my beautiful wife what a good song, 28 Days song to save your marriage would be. Yeah. Photos or Song for Jasmine. Song for Jasmine. It's about our guitarist's daughter. So that's a nice family orientated, feel good song. And a song to end
your marriage.
To finish a marriage. Potentially end your marriage.
Oh, I know that one. Bloody hell, that awful bloody B-side.
Oh yeah, we did a B-side. We did a B-side. It's called I'm the Guy, and it's Jay reading an interview. He's actually reading an interview and singing a Gene Simmons interview, and he's actually singing it. And he's talking about how he slept with 3,000 women and stuff. So the song's called I'm the Guy, in brackets, who slept with 3,000 women. So that's definitely the song that would...
Beautiful, Damo. All right, mate. Well, thanks very much for your time, mate. We got through it. So look forward to seeing you up here next weekend.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
No worries, bro. You take care.
Have a good one.